Such cool chords. Got a request to do the solo for this today, so I threw something together quickly after I learned it quickly. And like all George Lynch solos, you take a best guess, and I think I got it roughly pretty close. So yeah, take what you will from it. Hope you enjoy.
Searching for the things that I might never find. Oh yeah.
Okay, for part one, the first two measures of part one are going to be the same pattern, just 5 frets apart. It'll be on the B string and the G string. And you're going to start off on the 6th fret of the B string, do a hammer-on pull-off to the 5th, and then on the G string, slide up from the 7th to the 9th, and then bend half step. Hit that twice and vibrate. You can also just, instead of bending up a half step, you could slide up to the 10th. So 5 frets up from there, which is starting on the 11th and the 10th. Same pattern, except you're doing 11th and 10th, 12th, slide up to the 14th. 15 twice. So the first two measures together. Okay, for the next two measures, you're going to start in the 15th position. You're going to slide up there on the G string, and then 15th on the B, 17th on the B, 18th on the B. Then the same frets on the E, 15, 17, bend up on the 18th. So up to that point we have there's kind of a cool lick coming up. It goes. What that is when you're bending up on the 18th, when you release it and you're going to go do a pull off from the 18th to the 15th, hit the 15th on the B, go back to the 15th on the E, and then you go 17, 18, 15th on the B again, and then 17th twice on the E. So the whole part together is okay. For part two, you're going to be in basically the 10th position, and the first part of it sounds like this. So that's bending up on the G string on the 12th fret, hammering on the B string between the 10th and 11th, and then you're going to slide up from the 12th to the 14th, do a hammer on pull off from the 12th to the 14th, slide down to the 10th, slide back up to the 14th, and then 10, 12. It's a little bit weird. It's slower. Okay, so for this next bit, it's on the E string, it's 13, 12, 10. Hit 10 again with the hammer and pull off. And then on the B string, 13, back to the 10 on the E. So, and back to the 13. And then bend in the 12 with the G. And then this last little piece is 10, 13 on the B, back to the 10. And then on the 12th fret of the G, bend up half step, release and hit it again, and then 10 on the G. So up to that point it's for this next part, you're going to go up to the 15th fret on the B. You're going to bend it up 1.5 steps, down to 1 step, and then release it. So it's essentially going up 3 frets, 2 frets, and then back where you were. This is all 15th fret, so. So you're going way up, releasing it a little bit, and then putting it back down. This next lick sounds like this. So it's sliding up to the 10th on the B, 10th on the E, hitting the 13th on the E, 10 on the E, 12 on the E, 13 on the B, 10 on the E, 11, 10 on the B, then bending up on the 12th on the G. So up until that point you have okay, so this next part, it's a little bit goofy. This is the one part I'm not sure I have the timing right on it, but here are roughly the notes for this. And it's the so that's starting, you're in the 5th position basically to start off. And then you do the 5th on the G. And then you're pulling off from the 6th to the 5th on the B and going back to the 5th on the G. Hitting that twice. I'm sorry. You're going to go back to that and go up to the 7th. So it'll be. So it's. All you're doing is pulling off the 5th, 6th, going 5, 7 on the G, pulling off again on the 5th to the 6th on the B, and going back to the 5th on the G. And it goes. So there's some weird thing here where it's going from the 6th to the 8th. some kind of pattern like that, and then he goes from the 6 to the 8th on the E, and then pulls off 8, 6, 5, and goes back to the 8th. So up to that point you have and then the last one is 6, 8, 10, pull off to the 8, pull off to the 6, and then 9, 7 on the G. So see, it's hard to do. The timing, listen to it a little bit, but those are basically the notes. I've seen it transcribed a lot up in this position, but on the music video, he's in this position when he's doing it. So I think it is down here, because otherwise you get this weird fingering for... It's a little bit, I think, easier to do it down at the 5th fret. All right, for this next part, you can just go up. So you're sliding up to the 14th on the G, and then hitting the 15th on the B. And then it's going to be a hammer-on and pull off from the 13th and 15th on the B. And then you can either do it up here on the 18th, or if you want, you can just do the 13th on the E. I like doing the 18th because it's hard to hit. Go from the 13th on the B to the 13th on the E string. If you can do it, great. Do it that way. So you do that hammer and pull off again and go up to the 15th. So, and then on the E string, 13, 15, and bend up on the 15th. So. See, I think it's hard to do it that way, so I do it the other way. And you can kind of hear him, that 13th on the B ring a little bit when you slow it down and listen to it. For this last little lick. Alright, there's something weird where you hear this like... You hear like 3 times, it sounds like he's sliding up and down 3 times, like, but way too hard to do, and then continue on with what's next. So just wanted to add that note. That's what it sounds like on the album. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but you're going to go up to this position in the 15th position. Which is 18, 17, 15. 17, 15, and then you're going to do on the B string 17, 18, back to 15 on the E. So, and then you're going to go on the B string 18, 17, 15, 17, 15. So, you're going to slide up to the 20th, and you're going to go 20, 18, 17, 20 on the B, and then it sounds like he goes back to the 20 on the E, slides up to the 22nd, and bends 1.5 steps, and gives it some vibe. So, even there there I screwed up because he does go directly from 20 to 20, it sounds like, but I sometimes go back to that 17 just because I can get a little leverage then to slide up and bend it hard. So okay, so this whole part together would be